Hi, my name is Kathy Wade. I am the CEO and co-founder of Learning Through Art Incorporated, and I'd like to welcome you to our online training for Books Alive for Kids. This particular book is entitled The Life of a Car by Susan Steggall. It's a wonderful book about transportation, modes of transportation, and in particular, how we build a car. Let's get started by looking at all the contents that are provided for you in our book box. As you know, our books are available either in a book box or a backpack. The book box comes with everything you're going to need in order to make this activity happen for your classroom. So we'll start with our study guide. All of our study guides are aligned to the Common Core, and it serves as a step-by-step procedure as to how you implement the program in your classroom. We also provide what we call learning strips, vocabulary words that you will be given an O-ring. You punch a hole in them after you cut them out and create your ring of words. You can hang them in your classroom, and students can use them to help build their vocabulary because, as you and I both know, building vocabulary is paramount when learning to read. So we want to bring out new words that you'll find in the story itself, and you take those, you'll hang them, and students can use them to practice. They can also take them and retell stories, or they can lay them out sequentially and retell the story of this particular book. You'll get enough craft materials for 24 students. In this case, you'll get a strip with all of the modes of transportation on it. And then you'll get a picture of a front of a car and a back of a car because you're going to create an accordion book, which we're going to do very shortly with our program manager, Nina Parr. But first, let's go through all of the contents that are refined in our study guide, which will serve to lead you through the program. When you open up our study guides, you will find the same thing at all times. We begin with the themes on page 3 because we want you to know the theme of the book. And then we break out the actual benchmarks and standards that you'll find aligned to the Common Core for this particular book. That makes it very easy for you to seamlessly put this material right into your classroom curriculum if you so choose to do that. On page 4, we always give you a list of the materials that you'll find in the book and the materials that you're going to have to provide in order to carry out all the activities. And we'll get to that when we get to our arts activity. We also give you a classroom management technique, which we always like doing, the Ago and Ame. 2 words found in the African language Swahili. Ago means, are you ready to listen? Ame says, yes, I am ready to listen. So your word is Ago. You teach Ame to your children. And anytime you're ready to call attention to the class, you say Ago, they respond Ame, and then they must fall silent. And that's when you can continue. So we like including that into our study guides. We always have an author's note, whatever the author may leave for us in the book, that gives us more in-depth information about why he or she wrote that particular book. Now, let's go to session 1. It is our reading session. Now, this program is done over a 6-week period, and you have from weeks 1 to 5 to complete session 1 and session 2. Session 3 is always in the 6th week, and that is our performance. And in this particular case, our performance for this show is done by the Children's Theater of Cincinnati's Workshop Division. Let's take a deeper look at session 1. We always start with our pre-assessment. As you know in our study guides, we want teachers to know exactly where your students are. So we create all of these pre-assessment questions so that you can get a pulse as to where they're starting before you begin the book itself. So you'll have your pre-assessment questions, which you can do in week 1. Then you have your pre-reading discussion questions and topics, which you can do in week 2. And then for week 3 and week 4, you can read the book. Now you can mix this up any way that you choose. It's just a guide that we give you. When you're reading the particular book, which is The Life of a Car, it will take you through all of the steps of how a car is made and built, which is very interesting when you look at it scientifically. We always give you the post-assessment questions, which you can do during week 5. Now, what we like to recommend to teachers is that while you have the assessment questions already written for you and you want to keep a pulse on where your children are in relationship to this story evolving and this program evolving in your class, you can always pull out your pre-assessment questions and post-assessment questions whenever you want. It gives you an automatic and a very timely assessment of where your students may be. Now that you've done your pre-assessment, your pre-reading questions, you've read the book a couple of times, and now you've done your post-assessment, we like to also include vocabulary. We always find in each of our stories the dolch words, or what we call sight words, because you and I both know that if students do not know their dolch words, they're going to have difficulty when it comes time to really begin to read. So we find those words in each of our books. When you're doing the vocabulary section, we offer things like building vocabulary into an interactive learning session. You can then take your words. We give you the various parts of the vocabulary. We cover nouns, verbs, color words, and adjectives for this particular study guide. There's all kinds of ways where you can take the words and make tracing with them so they can practice their penmanship, which is something we'll be doing in our craft. So that's session 1. It covers all of the reading. It covers vocabulary, and it gives you the opportunity to do pre and post assessment with your students, making sure that they are understanding everything that you're covering in the book, The Life of a Car. Now that we've done session 1, I'm going to have our program manager, Nina Parr, join us for session 2. Hi, we're back, and I have Nina Parr, our program manager here at Learning Through Art Incorporated, who is truly the creative genius behind these fabulous crafts that we do and the contents of our book boxes. So Nina, we're going to make a car book?
We are. It's kind of a car accordion book. So
nice.
This is our final product here.
Okay.
So but before we get to this, we have a few steps we need to take.
Okay.
And the first thing we're going to do is pass out these modes of transportation strips to each one of your each one of your students. And on here, there are some words written across the bottom, and these are all different modes of transportation. And they're going to trace those words with a pencil. And then as you can see here, I kind of made a few up to show for an example. And we're also going to draw a picture of each of the words in that square.
That's very nice.
Yeah. Okay. So once you trace the words, draw the pictures, and color the pictures, we can actually fold it into the accordion that we need for our book.
Okay.
So the first step for that is go ahead and place the car towards you, face up. And you're going to fold the car picture over the bus picture.
Okay. And I'm going to use that line.
Yep.
To follow.
You can fold right on that black line.
Okay. So once I fold it, it seems like everything's the same size.
Yeah, they should all be the same size when you're done. And then we're going to flip it over face down and fold it back the other way.
Okay, following that line again.
And to get the accordion look, we're just going to keep folding in the opposite direction all the way down the strip.
Okay.
And then when we are all done, you'll have your little accordion.
Oh,
and this will be the middle of your book.
Love it. Love it.
So you can set that aside.
Okay.
And the next thing we need are our book cover and our back book covers. And each of your students will get one of these pages. Okay. We have our car front and our car rear. So you're going to want to color those different parts. Okay. And you can color it whatever color you want. And you can also see that there's a license plate space where you can put whatever you want on your license plate. You can personalize it, put your name on it, write a word on there, but definitely color your car. And then when you're done with that, we can add the headlights and the tail lights. And for that, each class will get their own set of adhesive jewels. So, of course, the tail lights will be red. So you can stick them right on the paper. And the headlights, we have this gold color. And those, of course, will go on the front of the car.
Now, those go inside the circles.
Yes.
Where the lights would be found on the back of your car.
Correct. And then when you're done sticking those on, you can cut the page in half, and you have your book cover and your back cover.
Okay, so let me get my jewels on. There we go. Oh, I love the lights. I feel like they're driving down the street.
So we have all the elements that we need for our book now. We just need to put them all together. So you can take your car front, place it face down.
Front, face down.
take your strip here,
Strip.
and you're going to put some glue on the back of the car picture.
Back of the car picture. Now, do I need a lot of glue?
Just a little bit of glue. You don't need just enough to get it to stick.
And do I need, do you like wet glue or glue sticks better? Does
Any
it matter?
glue will work. I like glue sticks better for paper crafts, but
Okay.
any will work.
All right.
So we have glue on the back of our car picture. We're going to glue it right down to the center of the face down page that
Okay.
is in front of us.
Got it.
Okay? And now we can kind of scrunch the rest of the accordion paper down
Okay.
and put glue on the back of the truck picture.
All right. Right there.
Now we take our car rear and place it right on top.
Oh, and make it fit evenly
Right.
to the front.
You can line it up
is
to the pages that's
cool.
already there. So we have our
like
car
it.
front and
Oh,
our car
wow.
rear.
Look at that, our accordion.
And in the middle, we have all of our modes of transportation.
This is so cool, Nina.
Yeah, it's all done.
Thank you.
Pretty simple.
Well, thank you so much. This has been great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There you go. It's the life of a car. We want to thank Nina Parr, our program manager, and the creative genius behind these fantastic crafts that we find in our book boxes. We also just want to bring up 3 more things in our study guide today. Our performance, which is session 3, which is done in the 6th week, will be presented by the Children's Theater of Cincinnati Workshop Division. They're going to look at all kinds of modes of transportation and how we can take those modes of transportation and make them movements with our bodies. We also always include our extended activities for each of our books. So in this particular study guide, you will find the extended activities for The Life of a Car, and we cover everything from art and creative expression, music and movement, social and emotional activities. We include math, language arts, geography, science, and we also have a cooking recipe. This time you can actually make pinwheel cookies, which can serve to help explain the wheels on a car. We always include a fact sheet in all of our study guides that bring highlighted information about the particular theme or topic. In this case, we have wonderful information about various modes of transportation found in cities, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy that. Now, if you have any questions at all about Books Alive for Kids, we want you to take the opportunity to reach out to us and contact Nina Parr, either by emailing her at Nina, N-I-N-A, @LART-Inc., or calling our office at 513-242-6028 extension 1. We also have a very rich resource center found on our website. So if you go to learningthroughart.com, you can click on our resource center, set up your account, and find all the information that we could not get into our book box right there in our resource center. We want to thank you for joining us for this online training of Life of a Car for Books Alive for Kids. Always remember, when you're looking for a wonderful product to help make literacy come alive, we encourage you to look for Books Alive for Kids, where we make books come alive through sight, sound, and touch. Enjoy.